I'll hit the play button. Are you ready, Pete, for play?
Yeah, I guess I'll think of something by the time we do this.
I like your confidence.
Guess what Dan said during the pre-show? We're gonna play it right now.
Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast.
Just drop it like an air
Mike
horn.
Coffey of Coffee Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all, as well as the podcast, on Instagram and YouTube.
We're the Kanye of podcasts. I'm gonna turn that way down.
Welcome to episode 85 of another Woodshop podcast, where we're back after a one-day hiatus because we just couldn't do it anymore. We just couldn't. We had to take a break.
I had performance problems.
We did a pre-show. we were like, you know what? Screw this. This isn't working. And then we came back today.
You can tell people I had performance problems.
Dan had performance issues.
We weren't feeling it.
Yeah, we really weren't feeling it. No, neither was most of Nebraska.
Yeah.
But you know who is feeling it, Mike?
I don't know, Pete. No, I'm just joking. I know exactly who it is.
Kanye. I set you up every week.
The patrons.
Did Kanye sign up to be a patron?
I ain't saying he's a gold digger,
guys. Oh no. But he's a patron. Kanye, big patron. No. If you want to go check out our Patreon page, it's patreon.com/anotherwoodshoppodcast.com. This show is brought to you by the patrons. They are amazing. They support us every month with financial contributions, which is amazing. So big thanks to them.
And emotional support.
And there's a lot of emotional support too. You guys mean a lot to us. So big thanks to the patrons. We love you long time. Also, another thing that supports or that keeps this show going is our
Xanax
towards negativity. Yeah, Xanax. And no, it's our indignance toward negativity. And we just, when people try to tear us down, like in the comments, it makes us stronger. We're like,
helps us grow.
Like,
yep.
Yeah. It makes us mad, but also laugh. We live, laugh,
and we have
cry.
Fun.
What is the thing? Oh yeah, we have fun. No, but
live,
if you haven't checked it out,
I believe it's Live, Laugh, Trail Boss.
Oh, Live, Laugh, Trail Boss. Anytime someone really tears us down on the comments, we live, laugh, we trail boss, and we tear them down like children. It's pretty great. So you should go check out the most recent post on the Instagram.
Did you want to read it?
Because
no,
I don't have it in front of me, but someone does not like the podcast.
Someone basically
funny to
the
us.
Gist of it was, why don't you stick to making a podcast instead of giggling? Like,
no, I think he told us not to make podcasts.
But like,
yeah, I think he was very specific about us not making podcasts anymore.
Because he doesn't consider what we do a podcast.
Yeah,
it's not a podcast. It's just three of us, riffing and hanging out and making a bunch of D jokes.
Literally is a podcast.
That's
somehow.
But somehow it's a podcast. Somehow we compile it and make it anything. Anyway, but
love you long time, Gary.
So, yeah, Gary.
It's Jerry.
Thanks, Gary. It's like
Gary.
that joke from you guys never watched that show. Okay, so listen, we're gonna go into reviews. It's the show that's not The Office, and I can't remember the name. Parks and Recs.
Yeah,
Dan, you never watched it, right? You watched it, right?
Because it's an Office ripoff.
It's not an Office ripoff.
It's not.
I refuse to watch it. It's not The Office.
Amy
the
guy
who wrote The Office wrote that show.
Man,
it's the same guy. It's Michael Schur.
Nope.
He's a genius.
Nope.
Okay.
Ron Swanson.
So,
not The Office.
April.
Not The Office. You ever seen The Karate Kid? No, it's not The Office. Okay.
That's another Karate Kid, another Office ripoff.
Right.
Because Michael was an underdog.
Right. Yeah, it's basically, thievery. No, so we have made a call, a plea, a petition for reviews, and we want them to be ridiculous and make no sense. A lot of you have done that. We really
they're coming through. People are coming through.
But there's not been enough. And we've got one this week.
Can there ever be enough though?
No, we need a minimum of 30 reviews a week. Is that too much? 30? We'll just do the whole show of us reading nonsensical reviews. No, we are going to go into the review segment. It would be fun.
That would be a Patreon only
review segment now. Right? It's just, we could just make them up for one episode.
No, it would have to be like you just put on like sensual music and then Mike just reads them, just deadpan.
Hey, girl.
Exactly.
Next
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that did to me, but I have to sit down now.
I'm
Lots
listening.
of questions need to be asked. No, we're going to go to the review segment. And of course, that is sung into it by Mr. Daniel Dunlap. He wrote the song just for it.
Oh, Black Betty, Ram.
I legit love that. It's somehow not my ringtone for whenever Dan texts me. I don't know how that's possible, but anyway, this review is from a Mr. Criff Cunningham. I'm not sure what his name could actually be, but it's Chris Cunningham, but he put a 5 instead of the S.
Criff.
It's Chris Cunningham. He says, bestest show ever. Still 5 out of 5. I literally started listening at episode 69, and not for the reason you think. I guess you have to listen to episode 69 to understand. Listen to the pre-show.
I get it now.
It's because it's the one he's on.
Dan is not happy about this. Criff 5 is on episode 69. Yes. I get it now.
Dan is annoyed. Dan is now annoyed. Chris, I hope you're watching.
Dan's got this thing where he meets people, he immediately forgets he met them.
Yeah. True. It's an old man thing.
Right. He's very cranky. He sat on something earlier and it hurt really bad when he did. So the
was
next
a pencil
segment. It was a pencil. Oh, I thought it was I was gonna play that this.
My nutsack.
Sound of Dan getting into my car.
You guys really should stop giggling and stop doing a podcast because you're not funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I don't care what Gerald says. All right. So the next segment is typically what's on my bench, but this week we're going to do something different.
Oh,
we didn't have any other reviews?
That was it?
That was it?
No, that was it. It was just the one. Is this the one from Criff Cunningham? So we're going to go right into what's on my bench, and that's going to be sung by Dan again. He literally wrote this.
I'm a songwriter. That's what I do.
He's a jingle boy. They call him Jingle Boy.
They call me Jingle Jerry.
Jingle Jerry.
Wait, play it again because we missed it. He was saying Jingle Jerry.
No, it doesn't. I play it over. So Pete wants to hear it. Hold on, guys. It's for Pete.
What's on my bench?
Nice. Well, it sounds great in a video.
What is that?
All
right. Oh, I see. Does it come through in the video?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
It's scrumptious.
Scrumptious. Scrumdiddly-umptious? That's a Willy Wonka thing.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think since Pete made it really uncomfortable, Pete's going first, and I'm throwing Pete into the bus hard.
Oh,
so
I was doing my list of things I'm going to do.
I knew it. I was screwing you up.
This week, the role of Dan and not enough on his workbench is played by Pete. What did I do this week? So I did stuff in my attic loft, my laddick, my oft.
Sounds murdery.
Sounds murdery, yeah. It's right through if you're watching a video, it's right through that. There's like a little door in my closet, little Willy Wonka factory door. And
scrumdiddly-umptious.
Scrumdiddly-umptious. So what I did is, so the laser that Mike and I have, Dan doesn't have a laser. Shots fired. It comes with a fume extractor.
A level laser.
A laser level, yeah.
I don't even have that. So, I have this.
It's a laser. No, you're gonna make Max freak out. He's gonna jump on your computer.
Ah, my corneas.
Flash this. So I put the fume extractor and the air compressor, and Mike, you know how loud that stupid thing is. And what I realized running it is
it's loud enough.
It's the loudness. Most of the loudness comes literally out of the hose. The hose, because it makes like a very loud fapping sound.
I was gonna make.
It's a compressor fapping sound. It's really bad. So I put both of them up in the attic directly above the laser and exhausted it out of the side of the house.
Right next to your megaphone.
Yeah, and it's so much quieter in the shop now, and the remote works. So I have electrical that I ran up there and everything. So I just click the remote in front of the laser, and it connects to the switch up there, and I don't have to hear that noise. So not only that, but there's less crap on the floor. So I'm very excited about that. Aside from
nice.
I am for once I have something similar to these guys. Is like I have a client, I have a commission, and I'm doing stuff. Like I signed up for QuickBooks.
My territory.
These are words I never thought I'd hear come out of Pete's mouth. I'm always
coming for you, man. Guess what? It's a tabletop.
You 3D printed a client? Is that what you meant?
So after doing a bunch of research, trying to like figure out the best way to like invoice people and all that stuff, I ended up just going with QuickBooks.
Interesting.
Googling tabletop.
Yeah. What is a tabletop? They want one.
Yeah, I totally know what that is.
Oh, and a shout out to Mike. I reached out to Mike because I have 2 clients right now, one for a large CNC job, one for a tabletop, and I was like, hey, but like, what are you charging for these? Because Mike's like, I had a CNC first.
A lot.
He took it and went like full business with it, and so like I go to him now for any information. Please, everyone, reach out to Mike with questions. He's great. He loves that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously. Actually, anyone can ask me questions anytime. I'm very available.
But he helped me out a lot with some pricing and stuff, trying to get that figured out. So I picked up a bunch of ash from my lumberyard, which is no longer my local lumberyard. It's 40 minutes away. But I gotta say, they just redid all of their selection, and you can walk in there and get.
Is that board and beam place?
Yeah, board and beam place, which is still very pricey.
Have you thought about looking? I mean, you're kind of in a rural area.
I'm looking at some places out in the
sticks. There's got to be something out there.
There is one that I was recently looking at, but it was a lot of like.
I would go make buddies with those people.
I gotta make friends with them. I know.
Oh,
but the thing is,
have you thought about going to that Christmas tree plantation and
plantations right there?
Some pine slabs,
nice fresh green pine to gum up my blades. But they redid their whole like layout, and the selection there is insane. They have everything in every thickness. Like you pay a premium, but you can go in there and you can get Purple Heart in a bunch of thicknesses. There's an entire warehouse wall of S4S stuff. There's an entire warehouse wall of FAS and just rough saw.
What does
stuff.
FAS mean?
Oh, FAS. I think it's 3 sides are good, and then one's
first and second.
Finished all sides. It's finished all sides.
Is that what it is?
It's actually first and seconds.
First and seconds. Whatever. Anyways, they have a really good selection. So I was like, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. And then and I also shot my shot with them, and I was like, hey, I'm checking out, because I've reached out to them on Instagram before and haven't gotten a response. They'll repost my stories, but not respond to my comment. About working together, and they're like, no, we don't really do that. I'm like, all right, cool, worth a shot.
Social media, what's that?
I'm gonna ask every time I'm there.
No English.
No English. Suddenly, like, yeah, I only speak English for this checkout, and then this sentence explaining it. That's it. So I'm gonna get started on this ash top. I'm gonna be doing Rubio on there. My first time doing Rubio. I'm pretty excited, and gotta finish it with. It's gonna be a desktop, so. I don't know. I might use. I'm assuming it's gonna get a lot of wear and tear just from like stuff on there. But I don't know. You think like should I go with like a Halcyon or something, or just like hit it with regular spray finish, like a water base? Well, I'm doing Rubio, but do I do anything on top of Rubio?
No.
Really? Oh,
Rubio's
actually, sorry. I've never done Rubio.
Rubio is a finish. Yes.
Rubio is like a.
Rubio is your finish.
Really?
Rubio was made for floors, so it's pretty durable.
Really? See, I don't know. I've never used
durable.
Rubio.
You might want to do. I would do 2 coats though on ash with the monocoat.
It's called monocoat for a reason.
Yeah, but woods that like to soak up open stuff like walnut, I like to do 2 coats on it.
This is
you'll notice that
it's very open grain.
It's dry. I mean, the ash, but Rubio monocoat is fine with 1 coat.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine to do it with 1 coat. I would just do 2.
No,
I would give it like 6 hours and then do a second coat. I like to do that with the walnut because it soaks that up, especially around knots.
How is it with
is really thirsty.
temperature? Is there like ideal temperature or kind of like
it's a hard wax oil? Oh, when you apply it?
Yeah. Just like
you're fine at your temperature now. You're fine.
It's 60s and whatnot.
Yeah.
You're fine.
That's good.
I don't think you want to do it. You don't want to do it like below. I want to say 45 or 50.
Yeah.
See, I knew it was a finish, but I thought it was something that like people tend to spray over the top of it as well. Well, that saves me time.
I've never seen that.
Well, I just assumed because it was a mono coat. I was like, this can't be that durable with 1 coat. You know,
it's a hard wax oil.
Well, I mean,
it's just the wax it'll. The thing that's really nice about Rubio is it only takes 7 days to fully cure. That's where it kills everyone.
Which
it's like
is actually what
they do have a hardener that comes with it that will make it harden without the hardener, cure a little bit faster. Is it with the hardener?
It's 21 days. With the hardener,
it's
7 days. Yeah, it's 7 days full cure. Yeah.
See, so you should have bought nonsense.
You should have bought part A and part B.
Yeah,
when you bought it.
Yeah, which I didn't know was a two-parter, and I picked it up. I'm like, oh, that's the thing.
When you mix it, you need to use it though. That's for sure.
Okay, no, 100%.
Yeah,
if you mix it, use it. If you don't use it,
throw it in the trash, right in your neighbor's yard. So you have 4 hours with that, or I think it might be even be 6 hours, but you have 4 to 6 hours, something like that, to use that hardened mixture. Otherwise, it's trash. So
let me ask you this: would you recommend like hit the one side, the edges, flip it right away, and do the back, or like hit the one side, let it do its thing?
Yeah, as soon as you wipe off that excess after 15 minutes, it's ready to go for the most part. I mean, you just can't, you can't like start pouring water on it yet. You can't do that for like 7 days.
Dope. So, I'm glad I asked the question. I'm pretty sure people have never used Rubio, so this is gonna be a good little lesson. I actually had no idea it was a part A and B. Until you said it, like you mix the two parts. I picked it up. I'm like, oh, it's because it's one. It looks like one cylinder with like a seal on it that they shipped it together.
Some syringes, different size syringes. Get yourself the 20 milliliter and the 60 milliliters. So I'll do the big one. I'll draw out 60 milliliters. And then I'll do the small one for the hardener, and I'll draw out 20 milliliters. I'll throw it into one thing. I'll mix it up. It's ready to go. And I just keep reusing that same
a little
cup.
dabble do ya type of thing?
$1.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I got the 320 gram milliliter, whatever.
It's going to be more than enough for a table.
I'm assuming. But I'm assuming this isn't the first time somebody's going to like, I want dark wood, but I want to pay for light wood.
Oh, you bought the chocolate. So you got the chocolate hardener. Yeah. You'll use it other places.
Oh, no, 100% I'll use it. Yeah. I looked at the colors.
Just push it on customers.
Yeah. Be like, oh, you want stain? Chocolate. That's where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, I will avoid stain until I die. I'll just try to use Rubio as much as I can.
Yeah. I've heard of it many times.
Use that vesting product this week. That was pretty nice.
Well, I want to hear your thing. So, I mean, the only thing I really had, so I've been just doing a lot of, again, honey-do list stuff around the house. We're doing all these like touch-up projects just to wrap up the house. I was going to do the sink this weekend, but I got to make sure all the plumbing stuff that I have is like everything I need. And then I just did that ducting and everything. And that's about it. Just clean up my shop, started actually turning tools on. It feels good to like be running tools and have everything where I want it. So I'm real happy in my shop. But Mike, let me hear about your thing. I want to hear about this new product you're using.
Well, my week's actually been, now that I'm thinking about it, I've actually had a really busy week. I finished that poker table and delivered that this week. Yeah, I'm still in the middle of dealing with stuff like that. I got the poker table delivered. Customer appears to love it, which it is really gorgeous. Like, it is a really gorgeous table. I don't play poker. I want that poker table in my house. What? It is really beautiful.
You don't play poker? So next time we're together, we're going to play for money.
Yeah, we can play poker. I mean, I got my contractor came on Monday and dug the trench for the electrical to go to my shop. Now I'm waiting on my electrician to run he's got to set the disconnect with the meter over by my other meter, run the wire up through the attic, over down the other side of the house, over to the shop, and then into the sub panel. And then me and my uncle are doing everything in the shop. Once he does that, I'll call the county. County will come out. I mean, his work's only gonna take like a day to a day and a half, he said. I just need him to do it. But once he gets out and he's done, I'll get the county to come out, put their green sticker on that thing. And then once the county puts their sticker on there, which they said they'd only be about 5 days to come out or something like that, then the the power company will run the service line, and then I'll be ready to start running power. So I keep saying like middle of November, but I'm getting really concerned now because I'm really concerned I'm going to miss out on a lot of these holiday sales, which is a really huge.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh
because we're taking. Yeah, it's stressing me out a lot. We're going to be taking the week off for Christmas because we're going to go to Montana. So
nice.
Which we got to talk to you. I got to figure that with you guys. But we're going to go up to Montana for a week, and yeah, I got to get that figured out for the holidays really bad. But I did come up with I have a somewhat of a solution, and I'm probably just gonna have to jump on it. My dad had a huge generator, one of those ones that you use at a big construction job site. It actually pumps out 180 amps. It's got 250 amp 220s, 230 amp 220s, and then 220 amp 110s. So I can run, Gen A. I can run a lot of stuff off that. I'm gonna have to make some plugs for some stuff, which sucks because it's gonna be temporary and it's probably gonna be like $400 worth of plugs. But I gotta run my shop, so it is what it is.
Talk to your old job, see if they just have some laying around.
No, they don't do electrical stuff.
Yeah.
I've got anyway. I got baloney cord in there and a spider box.
Bologna.
And then what else did I do? Oh, I built a bed, which is use that SemiExact hardware. So I say building.
That looks so loosely. Cool.
Yep, I'm building one this month too. Far bed.
SemiExact sent me 90% of a bed, and I added some wood to it, basically. So it makes it really simple. I just had to get some finish on some nice pieces of wood and attach it in there. I had to put the inner rails and stuff.
But you had to shave it down a little bit on the ends, right?
Yeah, I put rabbits on the end.
Rabbits.
My stuff was like
shave it, rabbits, whatever.
Yeah, I put rabbits on the end because it really is a 0.75 gap there, and I don't have my planer, and all my walnut is rough, so I use walnut, and it's 0.93 when it's rough. So I put the rabbits in there, slid in.
Drum sander?
I don't have power. I don't have a drum sounder.
So how'd you clean it up? Because you said it was all rough.
With my sander?
Like actually.
Like your Merca?
Yeah, I started with. Yeah, I hit it with my Merca.
Whoa.
Wow.
I hit it with 80 grit and started rough, and it looks great.
I once saw a guy like use a cordless router, and shave off a bunch of MDF that way.
That's what I did with MDF or a router. I did a router.
I hate those like videos from like Malaysia or whatever. They do the craziest stuff. Did he like then backfill the MDF with ramen and super glue?
No, I did. I used my my smaller Festool router, my 1400, to get the rabbits on there. But I did everything. Because I used vesting, which is, people are more familiar with Rubio. I use the vesting product, and I'll go into that here in a minute. Vesting is a single coat product like Rubio. It has some differences. I really liked the product a lot. It has the Rubio's a bit more clear. Oh, Pete, FYI, Rubio only sand to 120, so that made it quick. I
question about that because how does it does it level out? Does it flatten out and smooth out?
Yeah, it's a hard wax. It's a hard wax.
My mind.
So you lay the product on,
and
the oil, you want to leave that grain open because the oil needs to get in. Then the hard wax kind of it polymerizes. That's the 7-day cure. Once that polymerizes, you could spray that thing with a hose, but that hard wax becomes smooth. So it's like paste.
Do you have to do any buffing or just like a little clean up at the end? No, not really.
Will you apply the finish
and then you buff,
and then you wait 15 minutes and then you buff it off and you're done. And you're done. It's super easy. So the vesting product, I don't know which product came first. It's a Dutch product. Dan,
stop listening to music.
I'm assuming Rubio came first. I don't know that for a fact. I should probably do my homework, but it's the same thing. It's a 3-to-1 hard wax oil. I think that the product's really expensive compared to Rubio, and Rubio's expensive, so they have an uphill battle there. I'm sure there's import regions for that. I don't really. Their price is high for their single coat air dry product. That's the most contemporary to Rubio. Also, they don't have a 7-day cure. They have a 21-day cure, even with the hardener. So, but what I'm really excited about with vesting is when we were at Maker Camp, Robert Bliss showed us a thing. It was a tabletop that uses it. Vesting makes a finish. You lay it on. It's a hard wax oil. You hit it with an LED cure light, and it instantly polymerizes.
A UV light.
They call it an LED light.
Cowards
on their site, but you hit it with the light and it instantly polymerizes, and you can immediately it's cured, full cure.
That's cool.
And the product itself is whatever. The price is expensive, but it's worth it because of the production state. For doing production work, the money's worth it to me. In my opinion, it's worth it. It depends. Everyone's got to make that decision for themselves. The really high hurdle is that the light for the big one is $4,500.
Yikes.
The smaller ones, like 2Gs or something like that.
Can you get like a UV laser light?
Yeah, just
I mean, I got that like UV flashlight for the type bond stuff.
Have you seen people like use their power washer and clean their sidewalk really poorly, and you can see all the
it's
lines?
like that. Like Dunlap was here.
Oh man,
On a big table. No, but I mean, for me, I'm working on a big project. I'm working on a big project, or I'm negotiating a big project right now, and initially my thought was to spray it with lacquer, but if this job ends up happening, I'm just going to buy that thing and use their product because it's going to save so much time. And then I have the tool bought out and I'm done. So that's going to make, I mean, Dan knows what project it is. But it's going to save so much time. It's a big toaster job.
Coasters to China.
Coasters. Okay. That's the name of the episode. Coasters to China.
You're welcome.
Coasters without borders.
Coasters without borders.
All right. This is gold.
That's so dumb.
So anyway, so the Rubio product is very pure, very clear. The vesting product is more amber color, and I actually really like it a lot. Not that I don't like the Rubio product; it's a really great product. But the vesting product has my interest peaked. But I'm very interested in this new product, so I'm going to be trying that soon. I've already spoken with them. The guy, I won't give out his name, but the guy with that company who I've spoken with is going to be sending me out the demo unit of the big machine and some of the finish. So I'll be trying that out on a couple of things. Besides that bed, I've got to start making my wife and I a set of nightstands, which I have I made the design for it like 9 months ago. They're just 2 walnut nightstands. They're not going to be anything particularly crazy, but I need to get those going. We need nightstands bad. And then I'm working on a media center for our living room, which is going to be walnut ply with edge banding. And those are the ones I'm going to be trying that vesting product on. And then in this room, I need to make a printer stand. So I've been actually working on design work because I can't really run tools. But I actually did get a lot of stuff done this week, despite not having many tools going on. So that's kind of my week. Daniel, what's up with you?
I've had a pretty cool week, I think. A pretty interesting week. So several weeks ago, if not a couple months ago, I took on a job for a door. The client wanted a brand new door for their house. It's actually a brand new house. It hasn't even been built yet. At the time, it hadn't been built yet. What now?
It's a doggy door. Murphy doggy door.
I hate you right now.
Okay, sorry.
So the door was going to be 8 foot tall by 42 inches wide. It's going to be a pretty big door, and they specifically asked for quarter sawn white oak because their architect has their hands in all the things, and this is what he suggested. And it's actually a really good suggestion. If you're going to make a door, like a front door for a house, it should be a quarter sawn wood, just because it's more stable. So with that
white oak
said,
is great for exterior.
With that said, it is grown from just the door, which basically a door, if you think about it, a door is just a tabletop. It's just a tabletop with a few extra holes in it and like some slots for hinges. No big deal. So it is grown from
tabletop.
Basically, it really is. It's grown from that to, okay, you need to make the door jamb. Okay, I can do that. I've actually never made a door jamb, but I don't think it's out of my scope of things that I can do. I just need to look up exact, like measurements and stuff. Or design
your
elements.
door history is solid.
I feel like that was a joke. I'm not.
It was a Murphy door joke.
That was the most perfect project of all the projects I've ever done. I mean, you can't.
One of the greatest door projects in the history of door projects.
Yes.
Dan, when they come home, are they gonna have to like open up a piece of the molding to like then open the door?
Legit, Dan,
Yes.
you are going to kill this project for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I am so stoked for this build.
So it has grown from that to, okay, you have to make the door jamb, the door, and like a side piece that will encase a window. So
Side piece.
Yeah, a little side piece, little side action.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what the terminology is, but it's gonna be it's gonna have a window in it. So I'm excited and yet nervous all at the same time for this project. I mean, it's something I've never tackled. It's not out of my realm of things that I can't do. It's just, you come into something that you've never done before and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to screw this up. I mean, it's going to be pretty pricey when it comes to material, right? Quarter sawn white oak's not cheap, especially like around here. I think around here, which it's a local wood, but I think it's still like $12 a board foot, which is pretty pricey, even
for quarter sawn. That's a good price.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I can get it for. I think.
Wait, were you getting 8/4? You said 8/4?
8/4. Yeah, maybe even 10/4 because it needs to be like 2 1/4 inches thick. So, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, you'll need 10/4 for sure.
I might get 8/4 and make it 10/4, by flipping it. Aside from that, I built and completed 95% ish complete a desk base for one of my other clients, the same client that has all the side tables. One of the side tables, quote unquote, was actually a desk base that I forgot about. I'm making them a desk base. We're going to put like a marble top on it. I made the desk base. It looks like a Z. Looks like I'm making a desk base for Zorro, which is really cool looking. The joints for the Z are bridle joints, which are crazy strong. And then I have to put some inconspicuous like drawers on either side of the base. So I was working on that tonight, actually. And for smaller projects, I've been working on like cutting boards and obviously bow ties, because I say that every week. Bow ties for Etsy. I got like 3 or 4 cutting boards I think I need to list on Etsy. I forget, maybe even 5. I just make them in the background with all the little scraps, pieces that I have left over, instead of burning them. Believe it or not, I don't burn as much as you think. So yeah, I have a bunch of those. Oh, and I've had a lot this week. This is weird. I made a Big Lebowski sign, and actually people really like it. So when I was flying out to Pete's, I was watching the Big Lebowski, and I had a harebrained idea for like a Big Lebowski CNC sign, and it actually came out okay-ish. The one that I made, it didn't look the greatest around like one of the details, so I threw it in the burn pile and I took a picture of it and put it on Instagram. And I had several people reach out and say, hey, that's actually really great and I'd love to have one. And I was like, okay, it's going to take a little perfecting, but I can get you one. So anyway, that's my week. It was moderately exciting.
It was good. It was bugging me what that window is called next to a door, and it's called a side light. I had to look it up.
There you go.
Side light?
Yes.
And if it's above
that doesn't make any
I did
sense.
know this. Yeah. Well, if you have one in the door, it's called a light.
That makes no sense to me at all.
LITE. But I did know this. If you have
one word or
above
2 words?
A door, it's called a transom.
Oh, that I knew. That we all knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes. That reminds me. I actually have to make a transom that makes the door look like it's going to be 9 feet tall. It's still going to be an 8-foot door, but I have to continue the transom up to make it.
Dude, you're going to get some killer work from this job. Yep. I'm super excited for you.
They're building a whole house around you.
This client actually has more work for me to do. He's got some very large pocket doors that he wants me to make when the house is done. So yeah, and then some furniture pieces. So.
Ooh,
that's great.
I'm very excited.
I did meant to.
No, you
sorry,
first.
I was gonna say I got. I'm working on a project. I just wanted to give a shout out to Bidwell because I'm working with my guy Aaron over there on 2 projects right now, and we're kind of getting the things working on that. One of them's like. One of them, I'm just doing some panel glue ups for him, but it's 1,000 board feet of 8/4 white oak.
That's crazy.
Oh.
He's building a gigantic table, and anyway,
1,000 board feet. That's a big table.
That's a lot.
It's huge.
That's
I'll
a
send you guys a
large
picture
table. That's like
of the architectural drawing.
USS.
It's a giant conference table. It's like 23 foot long, and it's like a big triangle. It's like the long leg is 23
triangle.
foot.
It's a triangle.
It's like.
I think I saw that in Squid Games.
I don't know what that is,
Yeah,
but sounds great.
It's a
And
show
then-
on Prime, I think. All the kids.
And then
are
the
talking
other one is legs for a table. So big shout out to Aaron over at Bidwell, and Bidwell does really killer C channel too. So go check them out. So that's great.
I'm
And then,
actually
the other
glad
thing
you
was-
you said that, because I forgot that I have some legs from SemiExact too, and I'm going to go get a slab for them so I can
Nice.
finish that project. I'm excited about that. I think I'm going to go get a Perota slab
nice
from
You go see our buddy Zach.
yes, Zach over at Rustic
You see
Lumber
Zach
Store.
there? Rustic
Zach.
Lumber yeah.
Good guy.
Zach.
CH, that's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach.
He's Polish. Zach.
Zach.
Sorry.
Zashovich.
Pete,
what I was
what do you
going to
got?
add
Sorry.
is this is like kind of random, not really woodworking related, but it happened and it might lead to good things. You guys know it's a closed neighborhood kind of here where we live. You guys were here.
You have a gate.
There's no fences, but
There's
sure.
no fence. Actually, a neighbor put up fences. There's a lot of humbuggery around it, whatever the people say. Anyways,
Buggery.
I don't know. People
a
are
kerfuffle?
upset. It's a kerfuffle. People are upset.
About the fence.
But they have puppies, so we get
Wow.
it. Anyways, I see on my camera like a
their
car pulls
property.
into my driveway one night, and I'm like, who the hell's here at like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.? It was last night. And it's a golf cart. It's my neighbor from two
Did you
two
look
doors
out your
down.
window and you heard this?
Jimmy! I sent you a cup of my blood. Can you get my blood?
Supposed to save it for tomorrow or the next week. Oh, geez. But anyways, so my neighbor from two doors down, Joe, stops by. He's an electrician by trade. He does like generators.
Sure, he's not 3 doors down.
Two doors. It's nice. That's Steph.
Do they still call you Superman?
I know what I'm listening to next.
Anyways, long story short, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was just heading back, saw the lights on. I thought I'd stop by and say hi." So we were like hanging out in a shop and having a beer, and he was saying it like there's a guy that has like a full mechanics shop in his house as a hobby. That's it. There's another guy that like does like welding and metalwork and stuff, all within this like cul-de-sac. So apparently they just like garage hop and like have beers and hang out and like help each other out and stuff. And I'm like, I might potentially have like a welding guy or whatever, like right here in my
Very nice.
neighborhood, which would be kind of dope.
Very cool.
And then Joe was
Yeah,
like,
that's
Can
a
you
good
weld
asset
wood?
for sure.
Is that a thing?
"Oh, you could sure try."
Yeah, Type Bond 3.
Yeah, a lot of Type Bond 3 and sawdust. Technically, that's welding. So pretty excited for the possibilities of having some welding guys in the neighborhood here. I don't have Bidwell near me, so work with what you got. Anyways, back to you.
Very fortunate. Oh, that's kind of it for that.
Hi guys, thanks for
let's
joining
go to
us. Make sure to
questions,
leave a
I suppose.
review and
Ouch.
Oh, actually, before we get to questions, next week we have Jimmy DeResta on the show. So, speaking of questions and voicemails and stuff, we are trying to put together a bunch of questions for Jimmy. So, if you have any questions for Jimmy, and I don't want stupid person questions, I want good questions. I don't want to have you asking like, "What's your favorite wood?" Team Chamfer. Oh, actually, I'm about to go into Adam's joke. Sorry.
Don't ruin Adam's joke.
Don't. Sorry. Yeah. No, it was good too. Gosh dang it. But get us some questions for Jimmy for next week because we're really excited to have Jimmy on the show. So this first question is from Adam Barnett, and I kind of just Barnetted him big time, but here it is right here. Okie dokie.
It's going to play
happened.
sooner or later.
awkward
not right now.
silence.
Hey guys, Adam here. So, DeResta next week, huh? Man, I can't wait to send in my question. I can't decide which one to ask him. If he's Team Roundover or Team Chamfer, or if he knows that the right way to say that is Chamfer. Pete knows what's up. Or maybe I could ask him, what's your favorite wood? Yeah, maybe I'll ask that. Or do you like sanding more or being on TV more? I don't know. The choices are hard, but that's for next week. My question for you guys this week is about jigs. So I finally got around to making a crosscut sled, and God, I love it. It's so awesome. What jig should I make next? Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Dan,
Question,
what
real-
jig should Adam make? Yes, go ahead, of course. It's your show.
I realize you called on me, but before I go, I want to ask if we can like put like a temporary ban on Adam for like a week.
But he's
Can we do that?
he's a
Can we
weekly
do that?
call-in person.
So like
He's,
what?
I would say he's our most loyal caller.
I just want to put a moratorium on Adam calls for a week, just for no reason. No reason.
No reason
I'm
to-
willing to go
You don't want to be
moratorium for
embarrassed. You don't want to
5
be embarrassed.
days.
Adam, you're embarrassing us in front of Jimmy.
That's it. Adam, you're not allowed to call from
Jimmy!
today for the next 5 days, which means you can call in on Thursday and leave a voicemail.
Perfect.
Still 5
Okay.
days. I'm banning him for 5 days. I think that's pretty strict.
That's fair, I guess. All right. What did he ask? What jig should he make next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a tenon jig. I think those are very handy. I use mine quite a bit more. I would say it's probably my second most used jig in my shop for the table saw is a tenoning jig. Very simple, very, very direct. What do you say, Pete?
I would say a perfect 45 miter jig or sled.
You
for
would
your
say
table
that,
saw.
but you'd be
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, well, you'd think that, but
You've never been more wrong, dummy.
check again. No, I actually once I made a this is from my previous table saw, like a 45 miter sled. I was actually making mitered cuts all the time for like frames and boxes and whatnot. It ended up being actually really helpful to have. I sold it with my last table saw, so I haven't made one for my new one, but I kind of miss it. And I have a project coming up that I'm gonna need it for, so I'd say get one of those perfect miters. That's where it's at.
See, that's the thing. Like, it depends on what you're making. If you're making a lot of frames, you're going to want to make a miter jig. If you're not
You're
making a
also
lot
gonna
of
want a
frames,
spline jig.
there you go.
Oh, spline jig. That's where it's at.
Sorry, I took Mike's thunder. Go, Mike.
No, Mike, what's yours?
No, I was gonna actually say spline jig because I've made spline jigs for every table saw I've ever had. So when I first started woodworking, for some reason used to use splines all the time on things, but I just don't use them anymore. So I have multiple spline jigs and I don't use them. But what I would recommend making is a straight edge jig / tapering jig, which you can use if you have the match fit system, the micro jig match fit system. You just run the channels down there, and you can use their little attachments to make the straight line rip jig or the tapering jig, which I love that thing.
No, that's a
I've
good
got
one.
one. It's like 4 foot long. It's a good one. I love it. So
And if
that's
you don't have
another
a
great one. Thanks, Adam.
jointer, like technically you could get away with using that.
You can totally get away with
Yeah.
that. I've done it
For
many times
edges.
on weird slabs
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, for edges,
Yeah,
not
for one
for
edge
faces.
to get your one edge. Yeah, for faces.
For face, if you got a 4-inch face.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Could be rough.
Just like your mother likes it, Trebek. Sorry. It's an old SNL joke. It's been in my head all week. I don't know. Okay, the next question is from Dylon Scott. He's got this.
Dylon.
Dylon. Spitting hot fire.
Hey guys, so I probably have a stupid question about wood movement, but I just bought some of these butcher block tops from the orange store. They're having a huge sale on them. Couldn't pass them up. I'm building an assembly table, and I thought these would be a great place for the top. So I'm looking to attach them, and I'm wondering if I should allow for the wood movement. I've seen some YouTube videos where these guys are putting the butcher block top on and just kind of lag bolting them in, basically. And I didn't know, should I allow for like wood movement when it comes to like a butcher block top or not? Or is it okay to just like kind of just bolt them in place and that's it? So any help would be great. And thanks, guys.
Who wants to go?
Pete.
Sure. Heck yeah, you want to account for that. Now make sure it's the actual butcher block and not what my desk is made of, which is butcher block veneer. And then it's got like a particle board core or whatever.
The Home
They're
Depot
heavy.
stuff is legit.
That is
butcher
full
block.
butcher block, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I've
you're
seen it there
gonna,
on sale.
it's wood stacked. It's gonna have a little bit of play. You're probably not gonna want to just straight bolt it right to whatever you're attaching it to. I would do some kind of, slotted hole or Z-clips, I guess. I would almost say a slotted hole might be better because with Z-clips, I don't know how much you're gonna be like, if you're hammering some meat or whatever, making some chicken cutlets or whatever, you never know. Or, you're very passionate or something and your wife ends up on the counter, whatever it might be. Just say we're all adults here. We're all adults here. No,
What
I
kind
would
of
say
show is this?
I wouldn't use like Z clips or anything like that. I would probably just bolt it in, but do slotted holes. Dan, what would you say?
I was gonna say slotted holes too, especially if you're getting busy in the kitchen. Was he talking about a kitchen island or a workbench? I can't.
Kitchen island?
Regardless, slotted hole for sure. You definitely want to account for wood movement, even if it's a butcher block, because the way the wood moves, it's going to be amplified as it gets out to the edges. So you still need to account for wood movement.
Yep.
Slotted holes for sure. Mike, please repeat what I just said.
Slotted holes. We did slotted holes for the butcher block counter in here. We did it. We made them out of plywood. That's how we made the attachments. It was just plywood clips we did with slots.
Actually, Mike, I'm gonna ask you something. You made the tops for your
8
sit
inches.
stand desk, right?
Yeah.
Yep. How did you attach it? Did it have slotted holes in your base?
No, I did my stepper bit, my metal stepper bit, and drilled them
That's
out
what I
wider. And then I did double washers. I put a washer in there, and then I put a bigger washer on that, so that it has about an eighth.
Got
of
a
an
lot
inch
of
around
play.
the side
Okay,
for it to-
that's because that's what I was gonna do
Good
for
call.
that top that I'm building for the client with the chocolate Rubio. That's a desktop that's going on literally the same base that my computer is on, and I need to get
Customer,
those holes a little bigger.
yeah, a customer just dropped off. She actually drew up the template for this thing. She did the work. She's actually she's been a customer multiple times. I'm building her a desktop that's the shape of a big boomerang. It's actually kind of cool. I'm actually excited to do it. I've got the maple coming on Monday from Macbeth, but she brought the hardware
Dan.
for the legs. She's like, I love these legs. What happened? Do I need to pause the show?
I just hear grumbling and Dan bracing himself for dear life.
That
Sure.
was supposed to be quiet.
Outstanding. Jimmy's going to be on the show next week, guys.
Thanks,
Uh,
Let's send in your questions for Jimmy.
No. Well, anyway, I'm going to be doing the same thing. She brought me hardware. She got off like Amazon. It's hairpin legs. They look like, to me, they look like trash, but she loves them. So they're just like a single screw holes in them. I'm going to be stepper bitting them out, and I'm going to be.
Are you
supplying
doing
her with
threaded
some
inserts for
hardware,
that, or you just screwed it into the?
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of her on it because she's a good customer. I'm gonna.
Well, for your desk,
threaded
did you do
inserts
that?
into
Because
the
I was thinking
table.
about doing threaded inserts, and I don't know if that's overkill.
I did threaded it. No, I didn't do that for this desk.
Okay.
For this, no, for your customer, you need to do that.
I'll
For
probably
my
do that.
tabletop,
That's what I'm thinking.
I didn't really care. I did the larger hole for the screws with the washers, but I didn't put threaded inserts in. But I would for your customer for sure. You don't want that phone call.
Well, there's your answer. Thailand.
The next question is from John Schiesser. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is John with Huntington Builds. Pete put out a call for stupid questions, and I have a stupid question.
Thank
or
you.
at least I
Thank you,
feel
Pete.
kind of stupid asking it. So I want to start selling a few things online, via Etsy, but I'm not sure what's going to sell well, so I was going to make a few of several different types of things. But my question is, how do you figure out what sizes of boxes to have so you're not buying like a different size box for each item and ending up with a ton of boxes lying around your shop? How do you figure out some standard sizes that work well? I'm sure once you get into a groove, you can kind of limit it down to your best sellers, but what do you do when you're getting started? So, any advice? I'm sure it's a simple answer, or I'm overthinking this, but thanks for the show, and I look forward to hearing your answers. Mike.
Pete.
So initially what I did is I just bought a bunch of sets because they're always in 25s or 50s sets of boxes that I thought would work for what I need them to be. And then I realized they didn't. So some mistakes were made. But what I try to do now is I found some boxes that I like. I make off of like scraps. I'll make regular cutting boards, and then I make a lot of like little minis. They're like quick and dirty. You could just personalize them, get them out. They're $20-$30 for personalization, whatever to people. I make a bunch of those, and I have boxes that fit them perfectly now. And I actually cut them to 8.5 perfectly because, or 8.5 or 10.5, whatever it was, perfectly to fit in this one box that I have. I haven't shipped like a ton of them, but I have those boxes just for that. So now I'm being mindful of not so much just the boxes I'm buying for the product, but if it's something like a cutting board or a gift, which are great for the holidays, by the way, do that. Any scraps you have, get them all into one corner. The stuff that you don't want to burn, but you don't want to like throw away, you're just keeping, start slapping it into cutting boards. Just no ash, please. No oak and cutting boards. I mean, unless you want to start.
Is he talking about?
But I'm saying he's talking asking about
boxes for them.
Well, boxes, but he's talking about what are good gifts for the holidays, right? Like he's like,
oh, did he?
Yeah. So like, yeah.
I thought it was just boxes for the holidays.
Well, yeah, that's what I make stuff that fits the boxes that I got that I know work for multiple items. So I have boxes that work for 3D printed stuff, and I can also use for cutting boards, and I could try to utilize them as best as I can. But some mistakes were made. I have boxes that just don't fit anything, and I try to use them anytime I can. Dan?
Excuse me. I think you were right along the same route that I went. Is you need to kind of find out what your groove is before you can figure out exactly what you need to buy in bulk as far as packaging goes. For me, when it came to Etsy, it was just like, and I've said this before on the show, it was a lot of throwing wet noodles at the wall and seeing what sticks. So once I figured out what was selling, it was pretty easy to narrow down and figure out what I need to buy for packaging. So it takes some time for sure. And it like Pete said, it does take a little trial and error, and sometimes you're wrong and sometimes you get it right. So, and as far as what's good for the holidays, Pete's right, cutting boards, whatever, little tchotchke things, and that's a word I picked up from Pete, tchotchke. Little things. People like to have little gifts and give out stuff. So like I list stuff on my Etsy store all the time, and it may not sell right away, but I figure somebody out there might want it. So it might sell during the holidays. So,
and if it doesn't, they're great gifts to grab off the shelf.
I do want to correct Pete on one thing. Ash and white oak are great for cutting boards, and I will fight you over it.
I'll fight you next time I see you. Mike, we're coming out to your place, right?
Don't use red oak for cutting boards. That is way too porous, but white oak is fine for cutting boards, even in grain, because that is a great closed wood. As a matter of fact, they used to build ships out of white oak in the 1700s because it repelled water so well. It didn't repel water. It kept water out. And currently, they still make whiskey barrels and wine barrels out of white oak because it is very closed grain. It's fine. I will fight anybody over that. It's fine.
Ash is not fine for cutting boards.
It is fine. I've done it within grain. It's fine. Mike, next. Fight me.
This is awkward now. No, the box question. I don't believe there was a question about what to sell in the Etsy store.
I thought he was talking about
the
box
box.
stuff. Never mind.
I don't think so. But
I misunderstood
but the
it.
boxes.
Listen to the tape.
The boxes. If that isn't part of the question, both these guys answered it well, and I will say to that. But for the box part, when I have a new item that is going to be new to my store, I cut up other boxes that I have left over from other stuff. I have a tool I bought from Amazon that actually was recommended to me by Bruce Ulrich. It's a perforating tool. So you can actually run the tool along it at a line, and it allows you to easily fold the boxes.
Oh, very nice. I need a link for that.
I'll send it to you here in a minute. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I'll throw it in the show notes.
I'll shoot you guys here in a bit. But I'll be very honest. I hate making boxes. I hate it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't get into woodworking to get into making boxes. I hate it. The second,
but once you figure out
product,
once you figure out what box you need,
that's going to do well, I buy it, and I'll buy it on Uline, and sometimes it's like $50 for 50 of them or whatever, or $50 for 25 or 30 of them. It's fine. If I feel like I'm going to sell any of those in the future, if I just have to sell one of that item and it pays for all those boxes and I never have to deal with that again, I'll sit on them. I don't care. Having the boxes in my inventory ready to go is, not only does it make my productivity time faster, I feel like I'm running a real business. I'm not like slapping together scrap cardboard boxes.
It looks hella professional when you get that
it looks
box.
Nice when the customer gets it and the box fits the item, and it's not like an AutoZone box or like a Chewy box. It looks really professional. So it's just one of those things. But if it's a one-off item, you got to cut up some boxes and make some slap together.
I have slapped together some boxes in my time.
I have as well. But I got kind of tired of
sometimes
it.
that's what you got to do.
I purposely got all white boxes and all white envelopes just because it pops a little more than just like brown boxes at your doorstep. That was a conscious step. Cost me an extra little couple pennies each. Think about that.
Cool. Don't think too hard about the box thing. It just kind of is a sucky part of the whole thing. Shipping sucks, but it is part of it. So
True.
it's a nice big write-off though. All those expenses.
Yeah.
The shipping stuff is a really nice write-off. The next question is from Moses Cho.
Hey guys, it's Bao with 3D Bevelish Creation. Hey, all I'm going to say is I'm glad that I didn't go to Maker Camp this past month. You're welcome. It's Chosen Craft Co. Moses, by the way. Thank you guys. Bye.
Fantastic callback, Moses. You're not allowed to call anymore. The
I
next
do
want
to say I'm super bummed out that you didn't make it out, Alan. I mean, it would have been a great time meeting you. What?
Oh my God.
It would have been great to buy him a beer.
No, I get it. That staircase he made folding up, that was crazy.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay,
Canceled.
so now that we've been canceled, the next question is from Nick. I believe it's Nick Guardi. Here
Nick
is
G.
Nick's question right here.
Hey guys, it's Nick Guardi and just a weekend woodworker. I was kind of wondering, I got a question for you. Since the holiday season is right around the corner and every woodworker loves a gift that they don't have to buy, I was just wondering, what are some gift suggestions that wouldn't break the bank and it's not something obvious like screws or glue, just something kind of out of the ordinary that, you know, would surprise a woodworker, for maybe an experienced woodworker, maybe not so experienced woodworker. Looking forward to guys' answers and keep up the good work. Thanks.
Pete, Christmas gift for a woodworker.
This is not a popular answer, but the best thing you can give them is a gift card.
Oh, you stole my answer. That is a very popular answer. What are you talking
unless you know, like, you're actually like in the know and like you see he's running low in Odie's, get him a jar of Odie's. They're kind of pricey, but it's great. It's going to last them a long time. Unless you know something that they actually need or they keep talking about it, but they won't buy it for themselves. If you're 100% in the know or there's someone you can talk to, get them that. Otherwise, get them a gift card. It's not a cop-out. It's literally what they want. They want a blank check to be able to buy this thing or whatever for $20 or whatever you give them. Mike?
I would say a great gift is good clamps for woodworkers.
You can't go wrong.
They're very expensive, and I think that like clamps, we could always use more clamps. I mean, it really is cliche, but it's true.
Bessie only.
If you're someone who,
gifts.
Yeah, Team Bessie. But like seriously, if you like, if you like, don't. Some people don't like giving gift cards. My dad and my stepmom just don't like them. I'm like, I love gift cards. Give me gift cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't like them, but they want to give you a physical gift. You know, clamps are always good. Also, another tool that I really think is cool that I think most every woodworker would like, even though none of us think to buy it for ourselves, unless you do a lot of hand tool work, is a spoke shave, like a nice spoke shave. Spoke shaves are cool tools. They're really cool. They're really fun. I saw, speaking of Must Show 3D DIY, Dave today did a good post about his spoke shave set that he got from Lee Valley. It's a Veritas set, and it's one that I want. I have one spoke shave. It's a Veritas, and I barely ever use it, but when I do, it is just such a fun tool. It just is such a cool way to sculpt wood. Anyway,
yeah,
Dan.
Love them.
I was gonna say gift cards, but Pete very abruptly and cowardly stole my answer.
It's the best option.
Our country
I will say
answers.
Right. I will say this though. I mean, instead of a gift card, there's another one that's better, and that's a bag of cash. That's always appreciated.
It's a gift card with
bags of cash,
with less steps,
bag of cash.
Or maybe a sack of nickels. It's all good.
A sock full of
beating
nickels.
someone up.
Sack full of nickels.
Do they owe you money?
Ow, my nickel sack.
Another one that I think is really cool that is not brought up a lot as far as gifts goes. Maybe some like antique planes. Those are always cool.
Yeah, those
to a
are cool.
woodworker. Even if they don't work, they're just so cool to have.
Yep.
Like you
My
could
in-laws
take the
got
time,
me one, and I just love it.
You could take the time to like make it nice. You know, it could be a little project for you. So those are good. You could pick those up at flea markets, pawn shops, you know, the Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, you know, whatever. I think that's a good, cool gift too.
Yep.
That's
cool.
it. That's all I got. That's it for the show. Nice being here.
There's
No?
there's tons of new other questions.
Stop.
Oh my goodness.
There's tons of other question. This next question of many more of this is it actually is from Tommy G.
Thomas.
I know him.
Hey guys, Thomas here from Thomas Custom Woodworks on Instagram. I wanted to ask you today about selling power tools like on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm going to be selling my circular saw soon. And how do you go about if the person wants to test out the tool before they buy it, which is totally reasonable. They want to make sure it works well. And I would want to test out a tool before I bought it also. But for liability reasons, I don't have insurance on my woodworking. I just have homeowner's insurance and my shop is in my garage. But how do you go about if somebody wants to test out a tool that you're selling? Do you let them test it out? Do you test it out for them? Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Dan?
I would tell them that I will use it and show them how to do it. And if they don't feel comfortable with that, then I will say, you know, you are free to do it. I just want you to understand that, you know, you are liable and I get this on video. All this is on video, so they can't do anything to me. Make sure it's on video.
And you can get those views.
Yeah. And you just say, you know, you're liable. And if you cut off your thumb, it's not on me. So that's how I do that. Luckily, I've never had that problem. I don't sell a whole lot of tools because I'm a bit of a tool hoarder. But I think, Pete, you've sold and bought a lot of used tools. So
a lot of tools.
I want to hear what Mike has to say.
I mean, that's the same answer I would say. Is I would tell them, hey, I'll use it in front of you. I don't know you. Here's how it would work. You can do that on your own time. I'm not letting you get cut on my tools. You're obviously a scam artist. And then they leave, and I don't know why they do. When I call them a scam artist. No, that's my answer. Pete.
So it's very rare that I would actually sell a tool at my house. I usually choose a meetup location. If someone says I'd love to see it working, and I've done this multiple times, I'll just be like, I'll record a video and go, hey Thomas, so here's the tool that we got, and like I'll run it. I'll like turn it on or like run a piece of wood through it or whatever. Like I'll say their name in it so they know this video was made since we started talking.
Hold up a newspaper with the
like with the date
on it.
like January 21st, like you know, the
January
Wall Street,
21st.
am I right? Like, you know, whatever. Yeah, so I will legitimately record a video, say their name in it, so something that gives them a nod to like, hey, this is just for them. It's not a video I recorded a month ago. So that's what I've done. It's very rare that I'll actually have people at my house. I try to, as public as I am about a lot of stuff, like I don't want a lot of people at my house. So if it's a big tool, yes, I will have them over, but usually it'll be in my driveway. There's times where I've run an extension. Once I get a feel for the person, that's when I like open up the shop and like let them in if they don't get the murdery vibe, you know? So send them a video. Yeah, send them a selfie.
That was a very good question, Thomas, actually.
I did a very good question. All about selling them tools and upgrading,
yo. Typically get. Yeah, I've sold quite a few tools, but I've been very fortunate that it's been people in the community and like there's a bunch of local woodworkers out here, and they're people I've interacted with. So it's never been like, I mean, they know the tool works. They see me using it. And the tools that I've sold like aren't going to take your arm off. I think I sold that planer. I mean, your de-armor. I was like, here, we're gonna use this, but you have to step to the side, type of deal. But yeah, I've never sold a circular saw that can get away from somebody really quickly. Yeah, circ saw is something I would not let someone come. Even if I knew them like from the community, that's just kind of one of those tools. I just be like, hey, you know what? Just watch me use it. Give me my money. Get on out of here. You can go cut your hand off on your property. So, that's it for our questions.
What? It's crazy.
What? Whose pants?
I wasn't expecting that.
Get the questions. Even
Max
for
doesn't
Jimmy
believe
for
it.
next
Look at
week.
the look on his face.
No, he's like, this Mike guy's a liar. Yeah, we got Jimmy next week, guys. So get the questions in for Jimmy.
Jimmy who?
We're really excied about that. Jimmy from
Buffett.
Blades of Glory.
DeVesta.
Oh, okay. No, we got him next week. So get those questions in, and then share the show. Shout us out in your stories. We love that. You guys that do that are just incredible. So thank you so much for keeping the show alive in your stories. We really appreciate that.
And check us out
I
on
do
TikTok.
wanna say-
We have a TikTok going now.
Yes. Check us out on TikTok. I do want to say, if you shout us out in your stories, we all see it. And sometimes the podcast sees it. That's totally my fault. If we don't see it, don't think that we're not paying attention to you. We do see it and we do love it.
Yeah, we'll
The
share.
guy who
Also,
runs the
it would-
podcast IG is pretty lazy and he's a terrible person. We should probably fire him.
Holy cow, that escalated quickly. But besides those very true facts, if you guys could please go to the podcast YouTube page, please, youtube.com/Another Woodshop Podcast, and give us a subscription. It really help us out. We're, full transparency, we're really close to getting monetized over there, and just a little side trickle income would really help us out a lot. So it's just a free way you can help support the show. It's just to go.
Also, Pete has got a huge money windfall recently, and he said he's going to give you $1 for your subscription. So if you go,
every single person who subscribes gets $1.
But you have to find a secret link in one of our 85 videos.
Ooh, I like that.
Or maybe it's in one of the live videos. So make sure
Could
to pay
be
attention.
anywhere.
There's an Easter egg. It'll literally be you'll be watching, and it'll just it'll flash for a nanosecond with the link, and I will send you $1.
It's
100%.
it's flash marketing
right
that's
now.
what they call it.
Yep, flash marketing.
All right, well, now that we've lied to everyone, oh god,
No, we didn't lie.
Did you see
We
it? The
laid
code was
the
on his
groundwork.
chest. You missed it.
We laid the groundwork.
No, big thanks for all you guys for supporting us, and go check out the Patreon page. Check us all out on social media. We're all over the place, and the podcast. And hey, if you see someone bullying us on social media, bully them back. Let's dox those guys.
Let's have fun.
I'm just joking.
Let's ruin their life.
Let's find. Yeah, let's like plant a dead hooker at their job, at their place of work, and then we'll just get this thing rolling for reals. So
We're talking. All right.
no,
Well, I'm
big
checking
thanks
out
to you guys.
later.
Yeah, oh, you guys are out
Just
here
spitballing
There
ideas,
goes all
that's
the
it.
subs.
No
I'm
commitment.
just throwing it out there. There's no good ideas. There's no bad ideas. We don't know.
There's just
big
ideas.
Thanks to you guys. So there's just ideas. Yeah. No. All right. We're gonna get out of here. We'll talk to you guys next week, and you guys have a great week. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Love you long time.
Bye.
Yeah, I guess.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.